Hi everyone, it's Gail. I am here today. I am playing with a little alcohol ink, and I just thought I would turn my camera on and say hello to all you lovely people out there. It was kind of one of my goals to be able to make a video within a week or so of my surgery, even though I knew I'd just mostly be working with my left hand. Um, and sure enough, here I am. So I want to first off start by thanking everyone for their prayers and good wishes and positive energy that they sent me. It definitely worked. I am doing great, and um, I'm I'm just doing great. I just can't do much with my right hand, but the doctor told me he wants me to move it, so I take off the little strap that goes between my thumb, and I can move it, and I can use scissors, and so it's better than I hoped. I just have to kind of listen to my shoulder, and if it gets achy, I just turn off the light and leave the craft room and go read a book or something. So anyway, thank you. I appreciate you all. So alcohol inks. I love playing with alcohol inks, and I haven't for a long time. I have to tell you, I've been binge watching YouTube, of course, and watching a lot of mixed media videos. That was kind of where I started, and I love it so much. And I just, since I've been, 24/7 making journals, I haven't taken the time to play. And so, making lemons out of lemonade, I can't, I don't feel like I can make journals because, I'm mostly left-handed at this point, and my right hand is my dominant hand. And so, and I just have standards of quality to uphold. So, anyway, but I have to be in my craft room. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to play with some of the stuff that I haven't touched in months and months and months because I've been making journals. So, what kind of got me on the alcohol ink kick was a couple of weeks ago, my friend Judy had her retreat that I have never missed a one in years and years, but this one I had to miss because of the surgery. And of course, Judy, being as awesome as she is, she brought me the goodie bag from the retreat, and we do a lot of trades and things like that. And so my friend Isabel made this coaster. I've made these before too. Back in my mixed media days, I made coaster sets and sold them. But, it is gorgeous. Let me just get it up here to the camera. Alcohol inks are incredible, and they're so much fun to play with. So that kind of got me thinking, how can I incorporate some of this stuff that I love with my mixed media, or with my junk journal making. And so I decided, I actually searched on YouTube for alcohol inks and glassine, and couldn't find a one video. There are some videos out there about vellum, which I also want to do a sheet of vellum, but yeah, I couldn't find anything on glassine. So I said to myself, let's just play. And so what I have is, I have two envelopes from Denise at A Tattered Dream. One is just plain as it comes, and the other one's coffee dyed. So I wanted to just kind of experiment and see what they would do. I have a couple over here that I've already done, but I'm not gonna ruin the surprise and show you those until we play a little. What I'm doing here is I've got a piece of vellum underneath, and that's just to pick up any ink that that spills, because I want to do that. I want to do that vellum sheet of paper anyway. So bear with me for a second while I put my gloves on, because I did do that, which normally I'm got the stained fingers, but since I have this sling, I didn't want to get super messy. So and it's like totally awkward. I have one of those slings that it's got like a pillow between your body and the sling, and oh my gosh, it's awkward. But it's doable. I'm having fun playing, so that's all I care about. Okay, so I don't have a super ton. I've got what, maybe 12, 13 little bottles of alcohol ink that I got mostly when a craft store went out of business here in town, and I just picked them up. But I love them. I love them for staining metal, the ceramic. There's just a million things you can do with them. But let's see what they do on Glassine. So I'm just going to take a little. This is all of mine are Adirondack Tim Holtz inks. And this is something I could do with my left hand. Isn't that good? See, I figure if it's not too technical, not too fussy, then it's right up my alley for the next 6 weeks while this shoulder gets better. So I'm just going to drop a little here, a little there, and we're just going to see what it does on the two different surfaces. What I did figure out is my salmon color on my other one showed up not at all. Like it was not even there. It was weird. So we won't be using that. So this one is terracotta and, kind of a rust color. And I'm putting 3 drops of each color just to begin with here, just so you can kind of see the contrast between the plain envelope and the coffee dyed one. So let's see, let's use a little green. How about pesto? Pesto is one of the ones I use when I'm trying to make my little what are they called? They're the little metal clasp ribbon clamps, ribbon crimps, and I kind of vintage them up a bit. And I use a couple of colors of green, a rust, and a caramel for that. I think I've actually shown that on a video before. So let's do, this is my favorite. It's called Stream. And of course it's turquoise. So I love it. It's funny how this corner is not really spreading out like the others. I just think that's interesting. Okay. Okay, now I'm doing a little more than 3, but we're going to need to just to. So a little hint as we go is I have this piece of cheesecloth that I use when I'm working with my alcohol inks to, blot things up or whatever. And that's going to be a fun piece of cheesecloth to use, as backing on layering or whatever. So that kind of has a dual purpose. Ooh, I like that. Okay, and so, on your alcohol inks, so for instance, those 2 blue splotches, let's put a little lemonade in the middle of those splotches. And it's going to make a cool ring like that. See what it does on the coffee dye. Look at me using my right hand. Bleaches it out a little bit because it doesn't go in a perfect circle, does it? But it's just running and doing some kind of fun things. Okay, I've got my rubbing alcohol here. I think I'm going to want that when I do the vellum piece, is why that is out here. So let's do a little cranberry in some of these empty spots. When I'm working with alcohol inks, white is not my friend. I don't like to see any white, really. So, and and I'm not doing anything fancy. I am just dropping it on the paper. There's all sorts of alcohol ink techniques, which, if you search that on YouTube, you'll find all sorts of different things that you can do. Okay, this one, my right arm doesn't want to pick it up, but maybe lefty can do this. This one's got some kind of rivers that I just kind of want to run into the white space. But look at the difference. Because this one has been coffee dyed and is sort of, you know, puckery and crunchy, it's making way different marks than it's making on the plain one. I think now I can show you these two so that I don't ruin the surprise. But this one is the coffee dyed. This one is the non-coffee dyed. Let's see if I can stand up. So coffee dyed and non-coffee dyed. See the contrast there? Isn't that kind of cool? So I still have to do the backs of these ones, but thought that was kind of fun. Okay, we need, let's do some eggplant. Okay. Hardest part for me is opening the bottle at this point. See, and then if as your colors are running into each other, if it gets muddier than you want, then take your little piece of cheesecloth and just blot it, and the mud will come up. I'll show you here in a second after I get all that kind of covered. So like this corner right here is kind of bugging me because it's like all sorts of purples, but if I take, sorry, I hit the camera. If I take my cheesecloth and just kind of blot, it's just going to pick up a little bit of that ink, and where it's run into other colors, it's just going to not sharpen it up at all, but it's just going to pick up the mud basically. So yes, I've, as I said, been watching the YouTube videos like a crazy woman, and today Wendy, my friend Wendy at Wendy's Journal Adventures, of course she did a tutorial today where she used Vellum. So I'm like, oh, I was going to do this alcohol ink thing anyway, so I might use some of these in the tags that she's making. I'm not quite sure I'm going to be able to do the tags she's making yet, but I will get there. So I'm looking at my colors going, ugh, I don't know. But maybe some more of this terracotta. Did I already use terracotta? I think I did. But I got a lot of white space on this side. I'm not quite sure why this this side of the envelope, why it is just doing little splotches and not big ones. But I could show you this. If we take our rubbing alcohol and I'm just going to dip the end of my brush in it and drop it on there, and the rubbing alcohol reactivates and does some fun things. That's, I'm pretty sure, what my friend Isabel did on her coaster that made the little white spots. I think she might have just flicked some rubbing alcohol on there. So anyway, you just mess around until you get it how you want it. And I like the results a lot. So what am I going to do with these bright colored glassine envelopes? If you have been watching lately, just a while ago, I got a boho kit from my friend Selena at Amore Fabriques. And so I'm gonna do another boho journal. And so that is what I was thinking of using. I'm not sure why this is just not moving. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do with these, is I'm going to put them in my boho journal. And I just went on last night. I had a rule for myself. I couldn't go on Etsy while I was on the pain pills, but I only did the pain pills for a couple of days because they made me sick. They were awful. So I'd rather have pain than pain pills is what I'm telling you. So anyway, I went on think it was last night, and got a bundle of her fabrics from India too. So I'm gonna have lots to play with, so that'll be fun. Let's do some more of this pesto on this one. This one's taken longer to kind of put together than I thought. But I had to tell you, so this morning I was on Etsy doing a little more retail therapy, and my friend Kristen texted me, and I'm like, Kristen, have you seen this shop? Go look. So I've been busy in my convalescing. I mean, I'm enabling Kristen's shopping. Yeah. So I bought some new digitals from Tsunami Rose that I'm excited about. Look at, there's some mud right there, you guys. I can show you what I mean. So it's making that red muddy. So I'm just going to kind of pick it up. And then it lightens it enough that it kind of gives it a cool effect instead of looking like, ooh, that's too much. You know what I'm going to do with this envelope? It's really soggy on that one side. I'm just going to turn it over on my vellum. See what that does. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. Okay, we're going to set these ones aside here. Try and keep my sling out of them. And play a little bit here. Now, I'm not loving this because it's a lot of mud right there. I'm just going to pour just a tiny bit. I wish I had this in a spray bottle, but I don't right now. So just going to go with it as it is. So this alcohol is only 50% alcohol, and so it is definitely not as good moving around your inks as a higher percentage rubbing alcohol would be. But, you know, it's okay. I have a big area here to fill, so I knew I was probably going to want to have some alcohol to, you know, just make it so there was, you know, it took up more space, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, let's just play with this vellum and see what we get. This has almost like little grits in it. That's weird. But yeah, it's a little muddy, so I'm just going to pick a little of that up. And then we're going to use more of this, but that's okay because I'm kind of feeling like I'd like to have a few more colors anyways. I'm just going to put a little of that on, and then yeah, I really feel like I need a spray bottle of alcohol, but I'm just going to cram my little fan brush in there. See what that does. Not a whole lot. Let's just, okay, so I did that. Let's just mush this. Yeah, I kind of like the mush effect. I wish I would have grabbed another thing of vellum, but it's clear across my room, and as much as you know, I jump up and grab things and stuff in my videos, I'm not quite able to do that like I used to. So that's all right. I'm a little more stationary these days. Okay, well, those are kind of cool. I can see though that I'm just gonna have to smush, and that's okay because I'm thinking about using this for Wendy's tags. It's going to be small. It's going to be small pieces that I'm using anyway. And like I say, I'm okay with kind of using some of these, even though I just kind of saturated that paper just then. Really, it's still, you know, it's just drops out of the bottle, so it's just fine. So I'm just gonna add a little alcohol to this. Now, if you dry the colors in between too, they don't tend to muddy quite as much either, so that's another thing you could do. But I'm just not wanting to use the dryer so much. Ooh, that's fun. That's way fun. Yeah, I just think I need a little more. Let's do Where's the eggplant? Let's do some of that. Because it plays nice with that red. Decently nice. Yep, see, I just have to do things like this where I have figured out, though, because I can kind of move my hand, I can write. So I just have to get the paper at a correct angle. So I need to catch up on my journaling because I kind of let that go for a week. And so what sort of other things do I have coming up? I've been looking at my stuff going, okay, what can I do? I'm going to do some other mixed media videos, other kind of, ooh, that's modeling nice. That looks cool. Some other mixed media techniques that, you know, I mean, I did a few mixed media videos when I very first started making videos, but I really haven't since junk journaling became my obsession. And so I'm going to do some of those. I'm going to update you on my own journal collection. That's going to be a fun one because I did a series of 4 videos a while back, but I have at least as many, and I think more than I had that first round. Because I love my journals, and I love my YouTube people that make the journals, and so I tend to purchase. Let's see, how about some denim? So yeah, that's one that I'm going to do too. That'll be, see, I don't feel like the eggplant and the denim look that much different, but you know, maybe it's just me. So yeah, I'm gonna do the mixed media ones, gonna do that, and then I might have to do a couple show and tell videos to just kind of show you some of the stuff that I've done with lately. Oh man, I'm loving this. This is way fun. I feel like in the white space I want to use maybe some, I don't know, maybe some yellow, maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a color that I haven't used much yet, but so I'm just kind of folding this onto itself and just trying to use up the ink. If I had another vellum, I would just go over the top of it and do 2 at once, but I didn't have the foresight to grab that, and I didn't know how it was going to really turn out, but it's cool. I like it a lot. Just running some of those drips around. Okay, where's that lemonade? Let's see how that, if it shows up. Like right in this spot here. Yeah, the yellow does show up. And it's pretty. Oh, then yeah, I guess it goes under the mixed media category of things to do, but I want to do some, well, I want to do some painted papers because I can do like this. It doesn't have to be pretty. I can just go for it and not have to, you know, worry that it's a left-handed endeavor. And then I want to make some fabric paper. And yeah, so I have, the last couple nights I haven't slept very well. I think it's just I'm at such a weird angle with this sling, and the only time I can take it off is to shower and get dressed. So I have to wear it, and it's just really, I've had trouble going to sleep. So of course, what am I thinking about? But what I'm gonna film, what I'm gonna make, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm liking how this yellow is filling in the white. I think it's going to be nice. So, and it's making some kind of fun. See, like right there's mud. Let's get that mud. This little trail of mud right here. But see, if you just dab it, it just picks it right up and you're good to go. This little muddy here. Not that I don't like brown. I do, but I want to use it where I want to use it. I don't want it to go where I don't want it to go. Okay, let's do just a titch more over here. And then I think I'm going to go back in with a little turquoise because, you know, it's a rule of thumb. You can never have too much turquoise. So you guys, I have to tell you, my husband has been amazing through taking care of me. He was with me all last week, and gosh, when he went to work today, I was kind of like, oh, I'm gonna miss you. And usually I'm like, okay, go out the door so I can go to my craft room. Not really. I love spending time with him, but yeah, he's been great. We've had some good laughs. Oh my gosh. You know, when you're sort of at your most vulnerable, it's kind of cool because any sort of pretext of, first of all, modesty or, you know, decorum or class goes right out the window, and it's just survival. And he's just been great. He's just done everything that I needed and more. And he'll still be doing the cooking because I'll be honest, my left arm gets tired. It's just not used to doing the heavy lifting like it's been. So okay, so let's go in with a little more turquoise and see what we think about that. Because some of this has dried enough. Yeah, some of these colors that I told you, I mean, like I say, these are kind of old. So I don't even know if they make the colors that I'm using anymore. Oh, I love that. Look at how that's dripping down. That looks awesome. How about some right here? You know, and I guess since I'm going to be using smaller pieces, I'm not quite as crazy about the white space being there. I mean, a little white space never hurt anyone, did it? She says as she fills in all the white spaces. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Okay, so that's a big white space right there. We can't have that. And maybe a little over here. Kind of get that to run a little bit. Yeah, I'm just liking that kind of dark contrast on it. Ooh, yeah, there we go. That dripped out pretty good. Okay, I think I'll put a little bit down in this corner, and I'm going to call this piece of vellum done. Check our time and see about, because I can do, you know what, I want some rubbing alcohol. Sorry, excuse my arm. I'm awkward at best, let's just say, with the left arm. It's just not very smart on its own, but it's been doing a good job. Okay, I think I'm just gonna let this guy dry, and I love it. I love it. It's so bright and happy. Okay, so let's revisit our envelopes. I really should get another piece of vellum to put that under there. So the vellum, yes, it takes the alcohol inks great. I probably have a bit much, so let's do this. Have maybe a bit much of the turquoise, but let's put the envelopes on there. pick some of that up, huh? Yeah, yeah, that's good. I like how it looks when you smush it, so might have to try 2 pieces of vellum next time, you know, and smush them together when I have excess ink. That's a good start on the backs of those envelopes. So we can just set this aside to dry, I think. And yeah, and I'll do the backs of these envelopes and we will be set. These are, look at how pretty. Oh, I gotta pull these up to the camera for you. So, okay, let's do the vellum first. Okay, here's the vellum. You can see the wet spots still. But isn't that going to be pretty, just in little windows and tags or something? Okay, so that's the vellum. Here are the coffee dyed envelopes. So they've got a little crinkle to them, which is always a good thing in our world. And then these are the ones that aren't, which I really like them too. They're just different, you know. So there you have it, my friends. I'm so delighted to be back with you and doing this crafting thing, and just, you know, there's blessings in absolutely everything. And, you know, I could tell you a whole bunch of the blessings that have come from this surgery, but one of the biggest ones certainly is all of you and my army of prayer warriors. But today I was thinking, you know, I may not have gone to this mixed media place again for a long time, but because I can only work with my left hand, and so I need to do some messy stuff, here I am. So always, there's blessings. And you guys are a big one in my life. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you with the next video. Bye, guys.